Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. I'm hearing where there's smoke, there's fire. Somebody's pretending that all is well, but they feel like they're in hell. Okay, Divine. What's coming through? What's coming through? I don't feel like this is you, beautiful being. It feels like surrounding energy. What's coming through for this beautiful being to know? Flowering, you're flowering. We had 101 on the timer. Feels like lots of new beginnings, and I like that full energy there, 101. There's like this new beginning. A new beginning and also flowering energy. So there's something in your life that is very new, very fresh, but also something that's very mature. So you've got different things going on. Things that have been brewing for a long time and things that are just beginning. That's cool. What else, Spirit? What else is coming through? Understanding, letting go, the Master, and traveling. You're moving farther and farther away from something that feels like a disaster. You've let go from it. You've let go from it. You've let go of it. You're moving away from it, letting go of it. You've gained a really deep understanding of a lot of things because of it, though. A lot of understanding. You've come to understand yourself. I feel like this flowering energy is also you. It's you as well. You have flowered. You've blossomed. Now, usually I see this Master card in a very positive light, but I'm seeing that you've let go of someone who wanted to master you, like rule you. So I'm seeing the Master card in reverse. You've let go of someone who wanted to own your crown chakra. They wanted to get all up in there. I'm hearing they wanted to grow their own shit inside of your chakras. But you are already flowering. You've already blossomed. We just had 3, 2, 1 on the timer as I was saying that. There's someone who hates that you flowered. But it doesn't matter because you're traveling. You're moving on. Moving forward. I'm seeing lots of movement and growth here because of a deep level of understanding and awareness. Okay, they said to go to the index cards, which I'm gonna... Yeah, some of these. We've got Mommy Dearest right here. So there could be a mother figure here that's very low vibe, very negative. Spirit does not want you to struggle, which is why you're letting go and traveling, moving forward. With the traveling card, I'm really seeing in my mind's eye like 6 of Swords, where you're moving forward to a much more peaceful state, peaceful space. Whoever it was that's, you know, with this, where there's smoke, there's fire, that first message that came through, that could be with this Mommy Dearest being. Feels like they could be any of the queens of the tarot, swords, cups, wands, pentacles in reverse. Could be an Empress in reverse since there's mommy, Mommy Dearest, mother energy. But in reverse, A person who's very upside down right now. Upside down in their intentions. They have very low vibe intentions. Divine, what's coming through for this beautiful being to know? This could be a coworker or someone who wanted to work with you. I'm seeing you in a closed-in space at one time. Very close quarters. If you are also female, and this is a female, because always it can be feminine energies, but it doesn't have to be a female, right? But if we're dealing with more than one female here, your cycles could have been 555 on the timer. There was definitely conflict, but it feels like there were biological patterns or things going on between you. Like there was a connection there that signified that your energies were too close for comfort. Okay, there was like an entanglement here, and you got confirmation of that through some biological proof. You know, it could have been that your cycles were in sync with one another, and you're like, I don't want to be synced up with this person. I get it. Yeah. It's like you had some sort of evidence in the physical realm that your energies were intertwined, but that signaled to you that you needed more space, there to be more space between you. And so perhaps that's one reason why you've distanced yourself from them, or they may have traveled away. They may have been carried away. I'm hearing, I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. The next line of that song says, when I die, hallelujah, by and by. Is that, I don't know. I used to sing that a long time ago in church, okay, when I grew up in a church. But there's a death that's happened here. I feel like it's the death of a connection. I'm hearing they're still attached though. You brought an ending to a connection. Good for you, because it feels toxic as hell. But this person still feels attached to you. If this person has crossed over, then there are cleansings that you can do. You can cleanse your energy. You can do visualizations, even if they haven't crossed over. That just came through because that line in that song, when I die, hallelujah, by and by. If that's what it says, I believe that's the line of the song. But that's why I'm getting that there could have been a physical transition here. But whether there has been or not, if you still feel that this person is in your energy, it will be very helpful to, when you visualize this person, or if they try to reach out to you, you know, if they're moving like a stalker, okay, trying to stay in your energy, whenever they come to your mind, visualize the cords between you being cut, burned, purified through divine fire or a divine sword. You can do this, okay? Purify the energy and disconnect from them with divine fire. You can visualize this, or with a sword. Okay, that can help. 9/11 on the timer. This might be an emergency for somebody. Okay, they feel like old news. So there's somebody here who knows they're old news. All right, but they let that get to them because they know that you no longer wish to be connected to them. So whoever this is for, this person is still alive, okay? But there's been an energetic death. I feel like for some of you, this person has crossed over. But for the majority of you, this person is still physically alive, okay? Intentionally interfered with your finances. So this person tried to interfere with your financial stability. That's because they have none. They are not financially stable. They might present an image as if they were. It is an illusion. This person is 10-10. There's something for their finances that has ended, and they see you as their wheel of fortune. And they were always trying to tap into it. I see like an actual Ferris wheel, right? Because a lot of times on the Wheel of Fortune you see a Ferris wheel, but I'm seeing that in my mind's eye. And every time it comes down for your where you are on the Ferris wheel, they're trying to grab onto it and go. They're like going for a ride, trying to grab onto your Wheel of Fortune. But as you can imagine, that wouldn't go so well, because they're not equipped to grab onto anything of yours. Okay? They're in a hurry. They're in a hurry because they're running out of time. They're in a hurry because they're anxious. Think about all the reasons why a person would be in a hurry. They're running out of time. They're anxious. They're panicked. I'm seeing a person, this person might have road rage. You know, it's like when you see, what do they call it? Swimmers in traffic, darting in and out, causing trouble for other people on the road because they got to get somewhere, or because they like driving like that. But I'm seeing this person driving like that, and it's because they're so frustrated. They know that they're running out of time. They're trying to get somewhere, but they're not going to get there safely. There's a proverb that says, I learned it from someone from Nigeria, so I don't know if it's a Nigerian proverb, but it says it's better to be late than to be late. And that's something that this person does not think about. It's not within their awareness that they need to slow down so that they'll get to where they need to go alive. But they're constantly taking risks that put their journey, their safety, and other people in harm's way. And so that's why you've distanced yourself from this person, because they are a walking danger. People are now seeing their true intentions. They've been exposed. Yes, they have. They've been exposed. Also, because this is written in green, people see them for their envious ways. They also see them for their disgusting ways of going about trying to get abundance and prosperity in their world. This is under the card understanding, so people are understanding who this person truly is. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. This person has cheated their way through life. They've cheated their way through life. There's nothing honest about this person. They're angry and frustrated, exactly, which is why they, if they drive, they are always 1313 on the timer. This person is the death trap. Everything they do is aligned with the frequency of death. They have tried to bring endings to you and to other people. I'm seeing different groups of people that are just extremely angry with them. So this person is not the only person who's angry and frustrated. It's people that they have screwed. But it's really beautiful, your path, with all of this, because you saw through them. And that's why you have temperance in your world. We're in minute 14. You have balance, peace, because you chose to see this person for who they are. And so they didn't ruin your life. They didn't ruin your world. Oh, they need to feel your love. They need to feel somebody's love, but not yours. But that's what they want. They want to, baby, I need your loving. Got to have all your loving. That's what they want so bad. And, beautiful being, you have pulled away for your peace. Ashe. And that's exactly what you needed to do. We have corrupt police officer. So they worked, 1444 on the timer. They worked with a corrupt police officer. I'm feeling that true crime debt coming on. You know now, justice is yours. They're losing it all. Oh, wow. And you know what I'm getting is that at this point, this came up yesterday. I was talking to somebody about how my mom would say, you know, once you've lost your mind, when you lose your mind, there's no abundance that even matters. So it doesn't matter what this person has in their world. At this point, they have lost their mental well-being. And they're not going to get it back because they're not doing anything to nurture their well-being. I'm hearing they're doing the same old things they've always done. Same old shit. They're losing it all. Also, this person is in isolation. Okay? So perhaps at one time they wanted you sad and lonely, and now they're in that state. Okay, true crime deck. Let's go there. This card slipped. You know all of this because you're the High Priestess. Also, we're in minute 16. You know about a tower involving this person. This person either has been involved in an accident. Look, road rage was coming through, so that makes sense. A person who keeps driving like that is a ticking time bomb. So they've either had an accident, caused an accident, or this is also figurative, I'm getting. This person has caused a lot of misfortune for a lot of people. And Divine has said, enough is enough. This one was flipped over. These two, home and spouse and partner. Home was in reverse. Or no, spouse and partner was in reverse. So there's something about this person's home with their spouse or partner that has been completely turned upside down. It's in the reverse. I'm getting that they don't want you to know this, but you're the High Priestess, so you know. We even had a card that said you know now. Tell us more about the situation, Spirit. What does this beautiful being need to know, or what will they benefit from knowing about this situation? Power supply. Yeah, you were this person's power supply, and it has been cut off. Also, this person was using their spouse or partner as a power supply, and it has been cut off. I'm getting this energetically that this person has taken apart whoever this person was involved with romantically. First of all, they were using energy to control them. Like I'm getting here like a voodoo doll. So they were using very coercive, manipulative tactics, both energetically and in the physical realm, like how they would speak to this person, trying to control them, trying to control their finances, trying to use them for financial gain. Also in the bedroom, which I'm getting that for this person, anywhere was their bedroom. They had no boundaries. They have done things in public. They have broken the law, you know, doing things that people don't want to see, but in public, because they like to control people and they're very sadistic. But whoever it was that this person was involved in a relationship with, this was the goal. They wanted to take them, like they wanted to completely manipulate them and use them. And they did not care about how this person ended up. This mommy dearest, their plan for their spouse was to completely use them until there was nothing else to be used. They did not make any future plans regarding, okay, well, I'll only go to this point and then I'll leave them alone. I'll let them find somebody else. No. There was no end to this person's evil. I'm getting that they didn't have an evil plan from start to finish, but as they kept going, they started sinking deeper and deeper into this hole of darkness and evil, where they would always come up with another plan that was more evil than the last plan. And that's why they never stopped. It's like they were addicted to control. And the only way that they thought they could control someone, which controlling another person, is eventually it's going to turn evil, because we're not meant to control other people. But they became so obsessed with doing this. But this person may have actually committed a crime that they tried to hide. With the Justice card coming out here and corrupt police officer, there could be something that is resurfacing. That could be literal. If they have tried to hide evidence of any sort in any sort of crime, it is resurfacing. This could also be something online, though. This person is trying to go after a celebrity or someone who has fame. This could be you. If you have a presence online, or if there is something about you that this person covets, they see you as a power supply. Or they, I would love to say used to, but I feel like for some of you, this person has still tried to remain attached to your energy, which is why that, you know, you can cut cords and all of that. But I'm getting that this person tries to connect with you throughout the day. So that's why that visual work is very useful whenever they try to pop up. Like maybe they're calling from a spam number, or maybe they're trying to make themselves visible to you some way. I feel like you have definitely gotten away from this person with this traveling card, and then the card that said you've pulled away for your peace. So you've definitely put in the work to distance yourself from them. But I feel like there's something that they are trying to do to keep the cords connected. So that's why that visual work energetically is going to be very powerful whenever they present their energy to you. Whether it's through a phone call, a text from a weird number, or something like that. Visualize the cords between you being purged by divine fire. Sacred fire. Also, if there's any meditations online or mantras or anything like that that help you with this visual work, which is mental magic, of course, but it's through visualization, then you can layer that energy so that even though their intention is to keep the cords connected, you are working against that. You're rebuking that with the power of your mind and with the power of the divine. Okay, if you just want to speak against that cord that they're trying to reconnect to you, you can do that. But active energy is what's coming through. Like when they do it, don't get mad, don't get frustrated, try not to, you know. It's your reaction is your reaction, so I'm not going to tell you not to react in that way, but with time the anger will subside, and it's much more useful to use that energy that you could dedicate towards anger, towards rebuking that connection that they're trying to draw between you. Okay, that's going to be much more useful, and that's the power that we have as alchemists, to transmute that energy, to turn it into what we want it to turn into. You know, oh, you say that we're connected, I say we're not. That energy is disconnected, burned, and purified by divine fire. Ashe. You know, and then go create something. Or go, you know, write something, clean something. Do something with that energy that makes you happy. All right? And then you're using what they meant for harm or for evil purposes, you're turning it around and using it for your good, for your divine path. Aliens. This person is not from here. Now, a lot of us aren't, okay? But if you ever felt that this person was not of this earth, they're absolutely not. They are aligned with demonic energy, and they are here to taunt you, tempt you. For some of you, they're here to tantalize you. There's, I'm getting the energy of like lust. This person's frequencies are all over the place, and they're all very low, but it deals with lust and greed. So sexual lust and an insatiable desire for money, which both of those frequencies that this person aligns with have led them to lose it all. They have tried to get everything and they've lost it all instead of getting it all. What else, Spirit? Yeah, the secret is that they're out for revenge. And that's what they seek against everybody that they see in a positive light, getting any sort of praise or any sort of justice, because with that justice card coming out, the scales are being balanced for you, beautiful being. And so there's something that you have received that this person desperately wants for themselves. But look at this secret. It's all old and rusty, that keyhole. So whatever it is, first of all, I'm seeing that all of their portals, because it's coming through as a mommy dearest. So this could definitely be a female. All of their portals are old and rusty. So whatever they used to try to pull over on people with their lust and their little sex demons and all of that, it's old and rusty. It don't work no more. I'm hearing their tricks are very old. Their tricks are very old. As far as revenge is concerned, they want revenge because they've been exposed. 2737. Truths have been revealed, because this looks like an Ace of Swords. But it's a painful Ace of Swords. And so they seek revenge. Divine, what do we need to know about this revenge? I'm hearing go to this deck first, and then we'll pull some tarot. Thank you, Spirit. What needs to be known about revenge? Vent. I have to get this off my chest. This person wants to talk to you, but that's also part of their plan, is to act like, I've got to say something to you. In fact, that might be what they would lead with. I've got to say this to you. Like there's this sense of urgency. And that card came through, I'm in a hurry. They're in a hurry, right? And I saw them darting in and out of traffic. So that's how they're trying to come to you. Like, oh, this sense of urgency, panic. But their panic is not your panic. Their anxiety is not your anxiety. The fact that they are in a terrible state of emergency because of the evil that they have done is not your state of emergency. You don't have a state of emergency. You have a state of peace. You have a state of flow, because that is what you have manifested for yourself, because you are in a divine alignment with your true path. So whatever it is that they have to get off their chest and they're trying to act friendly about, that's some BS. They really want to come in for revenge. And if they're saying that they have a secret to tell you, no, the secret is that their time is up. The secret is that their tricks are old, tired, and done with. Okay? The secret is that you're done with them. Okay? That's all there is. Let's see. Yeah, I keep looking at that pulling away for peace. You're being blessed for that. All right, we've got 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, the Chariot in reverse. This person is going nowhere. And it's so crazy that that card came through before that was I'm trying to find that card. It was like a card of somebody in traffic, or maybe it was just at the bottom of the deck and I showed it. Yeah, that's what it was. But I saw the car in traffic, and even before then I had seen them weaving in and out of traffic. It's something about that. But like for the Chariot, look, it's in reverse. They're not going anywhere. They're going nowhere. Because in order for the Chariot to get to where someone needs to go, this is a card about balance. This is a card about willpower, where the solar plexus must be balanced and aligned. But all this person is aligned with is revenge. Divine is not going to bless that. So all the wheels on their Chariot are off to the side. They have no wheels. They have no engine. There's nowhere that they can go. So it's in reverse. Okay? But their goal, which they may have had a lot of goals in the past, but eventually everything boils down to they wanted to fulfill their lust, their desire for control, and their desire for greed. Okay? And really it was about lust and money, but they did this with control. They only tried to control because they thought that that would lead them to getting the money that they wanted, and they used sex to try to get the money that they wanted. Okay, it really is about money. But that energy of trying to build with you or with other people or with a community is done. It's led them to the Five of Pentacles. They've gotten nowhere. And this goal of using people for money was like their 9 to 5. Whatever wealth they did have that they earned perhaps through a job, an actual 9 to 5, they lost because they became obsessed. So with them coming back with the Six of Pentacles, wanting to reciprocate and share, and which they have nothing to share. That's a part of the facade, is I'll give you this if you give me this. Let's work together. But there's somehow that they wanted to present themselves as like wanting to work together, wanting to work with you for a common cause. 3232 on the timer. Okay. But it's led them to the Chariot reversed. And you're the Star. And I feel like, yeah, see, yeah, look, I was just putting that down right over the power supply card. They see you as the Star and as their power supply. But that's over. Divine, what do we need to know about this spouse partner in reverse? Because that's kind of disturbing that it came out in the reverse. Six of Cups. Okay, that's in the past. Yeah, that's over and done. I hope that this person wasn't your spouse, but for some of you that is the case. But it doesn't matter because that's in the past anyway. Ooh. Ooh. Well, whatever path you're on is really beautiful, because they're saying with that spouse partner in reverse, that may have been your past with this person, right? That was in reverse. But that's old news. And that was one of the first things that came out, was that this person feels like old news. Because they are. Because they are. Look, you've got Page of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. There was a new opportunity in love that you have been really dedicated to. And I feel like the beauty of this dedication comes because truly you've been dedicated to yourself, but that has led you to something really wonderful in love. There was a new opportunity that presented itself to you. It felt intuitive, loving, and that's not to say that it was always, you know, easy, because anything that is worth getting requires work, right? Anything worth keeping requires work as well. But whatever it is, you were dedicated to it. And now we have a divine counterpart. And I didn't even see that. The Four of Pentacles was here too. So it's the Four of Pentacles right here with the King and Queen of Cups. So that means a stable foundation for the King and Queen of Cups. That is something that this petty person from the past cannot shake, because you have the Four of Pentacles. You have a solid foundation. You're both holding on to it, not in a way of like attachment from the ego, but in appreciation. When the universe gives us a blessing, we appreciate it. Look how she's just holding it with pride and with honor. That's the energy here between you and this King of Cups, or you and this Queen of Cups. This is beautiful. Oh, they did tell me to pull from the Kemetic Tarot. Usually this is for like abundance and creative energy. So there's something coming through here. I just saw the Wheel and the Hermit. So yeah, there's another round of insights that you're having. This is because you have leveled up. Your awareness is expanded. Yeah. What needs to be known from this deck, beautiful being? Okay, so Seven of Swords, Nine of Wands, Strength. That's right. Whatever it is that this being from the past has tried or is trying regarding revenge, because I'm seeing that here with the Seven of Swords, you're protected from it with the Nine of Wands. You're courageous. You are strong with your boundaries. And I'm getting that this is, I'm also looking at spouse partner there. I'm getting that this is also with your connection. Okay? So your relationship, if this is a love relationship, it could be a friendship, okay? But I'm getting that this, it feels like a love relationship. It is divinely protected from this evil that this petty person from the past is trying to send your way. Also, something that's coming through is because this is the Kemetic Tarot and everything is like in a creative way, like with the paintbrushes there. The Nine of Wands, what Divine is saying is that your courage and your protection comes in a huge part from your creative energy. So the more you create, the more that you allow yourself to be inspired, that energy serves as your protection. So don't stop that for anything. Don't stop creating. If your creative process shifts a little bit, if it transforms, I mean, that's what we're always here to do. The way that I create now is a lot different from the way I created years ago, because I've grown into my path more and more, and I've come to love myself more and more. So the more that we grow, our creative process changes, right? So it will shift and transform and continue to grow, but keep doing it. And it is a major source of strength for you. Okay? Also, with the Strength card coming through and the Four of Pentacles, whatever this love is, let me tell you, it is beautiful and it is divine. And it is divinely protected. Your courage protects your love. Your creative energy protects your love. And I'm sitting here looking at this High Priestess too. Your connection to spirit, your intuition protects your love as well. And that is something that is valued within your relationship and within your creative process. Whoever you're involved in with your creative process, your intuition is highly respected. So whether it's people that you create with, people that support you on your creative journey, or people who view or listen to or rock with your creations, they respect your intuition. And all of that comes together to protect your life, your love, your creations, whatever it is that you love and nurture is divinely protected. Ashe, thank you, Spirit. Aw, thank you, Divine, for these messages, and thank you, beautiful being. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in and hear these messages from Spirit. I hope that you got some clarity, some insight, or some good vibes from this message. I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy. And I wish you so many blessings. Take care.